Hello, darling Aries. It's your Cosmic Auntie here. Happy August. This is your August reading. I hope that it's helpful in some way. I hope that it's insightful, encouraging, supportive to you. That being said, as you pay attention to the messages, always tune into your own intuition, your own inner guidance. You know yourself best. You have your own connection with spirit, right? You'll know when a message resonates, and you'll know when one doesn't as well, right? So I like to think of my readings as energetic buffets. Take what you want, leave the rest. So let's jump in and see what we can chat about with you, Aries. Spirit, what can we talk about with the beautiful Aries folk out there for August? Or whenever this reading finds them, because energy works in its own cool way, right? Aries. Oh, we're starting off with some fire energy. Beautiful. Knight of Wands. I just heard like, it's like adventure music. It's like a soundtrack of some sort. Star Wars, maybe? Yeah, Star Wars. Like do 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 do. So there's adventure. I heard the word quest. Action. I feel like this month is action-packed, Aries. And yeah, there's this energy of quest, and then we've got the Death card. Okay, so that even brings it even deeper, because there's this new space, this new season being explored. The Death card is a change in seasons. It's a transformation. Interesting. Okay, another thing I'm seeing from Dragon Ball Z, when they go Super Saiyan, that feels like that's in your energy right now. Like elevating, reaching like a Super Saiyan level. You know, there's this phoenix rising from the ashes energy here. This like hero, heroine's journey, this quest, this rebirth, this willingness to explore what life has in store while like embracing the unknown with the Death card. The Knight of Wands is like very adventurous. They always embrace the unknown. They have this, well, you lend your energies to the Knight of Wands, where it's the spark of power, and there's a curiosity, there's a fierceness, this is a warrior card. So yeah, I sense you stepping into a new season, full warrior mode. Curious, being the adventurer that you are. Two of Pentacles. I heard the word threshold when this card came out. So there's a sense of stepping like over a threshold into this new season. It's like, oh my gosh, Spirit's showing me so many like movie and show references, and this one is so specific. I have not even thought of this in so long, but I don't know if any of you have watched the movie A Walk to Remember back from the 2000s. That movie had us like by a chokehold when we were teenagers. Gosh, maybe I should watch it again. But there's this one moment where he's like helping her like take things off of her like bucket list. And I won't give too many spoilers if any of you haven't watched that and you want to watch it. But has Mandy Moore in it. But there's this one moment where, like, on her list, she says, I want to be in 2 places at once. And he, like, takes her to, like, the county line or, like, the state line or something like that. And she has both of her feet on the other side. And that's what Spirit's showing me right now, okay? So just to give the context to the visual. But what I'm feeling that energetically is that I'm feeling you in 2 places at once and moving into a new season while saying goodbye. Saying goodbye to the last one. I just got a little like wobbly. I got a little like lump in my throat saying that. Sorry, there's someone coughing in the hallway. Yeah, I got a little lump in my throat with that. It's like there's this an acceptance, you know, that it is occurring, right? The death card is natural change, or it's just a part of life, but it doesn't make it any more fun or easy or comfortable, right? But I feel you fully activating and being in your power, being in your fire energy as you embark on this journey, this quest into this new season. Locating yourself at this threshold. Taking your time to say goodbye, you know, balancing these things out. Embracing the new while honoring the past and acknowledging the present, right? I also feel like there's like a lot kind of to manage and balance, kind of keep going. One of the visuals, Spirit just showed me a visual that they often show me with this card. And it's a bunch of pots on the stove with all these different like ladles being stirred, and the pots are all different sizes and stuff, because the Two of Pentacles can kind of be this kind of juggling energy. So whereas I'm reading it as the threshold of the past and the past, the present, and the future, and balancing the both out as you embark on this new direction, saying goodbye to the last season. I also feel like there's a lot that you're kind of holding up at this point. Like it feels a little like there's some weight on your shoulders is being navigated. So what came out here? The Ace of Swords. This card has been coming out so much, and I feel like it has something to do with the full moon that we just had in Aquarius. Like a lot of clarity, a lot of insight, a lot was kind of illuminated and stripped away at that moon. It's a super moon. We also have 2 super moons this month. The next one is in Pisces on the 30th. And then in between that, we have a jam-packed month of astrology. The Lionsgate portal is coming up on the 8th. New moon in Leo coming up on, I think, the 16th. We have a Venus retrograde Sun conjunction in Leo too, I believe, like a couple days before that, maybe around the 13th. There's also Mercury retrograde in Virgo on the 23rd, I believe the 23rd. And then we've got tons of planets retrograde. So Venus retrograde, Saturn retrograde, Mars, I think. There's a whole bunch of them. I can't remember all of them, but I think that there's like 5 planets. Pluto, and I think even Uranus is going retrograde at the end of the month in Taurus. So there's a lot coming up from the past to like review and release in order to make space for the expansion into, you know, for the expansion that is occurring. So I feel like this month is assisting you in like accessing a lot of truth about certain things. Like, I think you're coming, like, there's an energy of like coming to terms with certain things and having clarity about certain things, certain experiences and dynamics and interactions, and clarity about certain feelings you have, being able to like articulate them now, like to really hold space for the feelings and now be able to express them in some way, which I feel is fueling this like phoenix rising from the ashes, this super sane energy, this like this leveling up, this elevation. Can we get more on the Death card, please, Spirit? The Seven of Swords. Sorry, my desk is squeaking. Let me try and fix it. Seven of Swords. Okay. Well, now that's interesting, because it feels like there's like, I'm hearing like death to manipulative circumstances. It's like there's an energy of shifting out of situations that were manipulative externally and internally, where you manipulate yourself, and also where you know, are in manipulative dynamics with others. Maybe even recognizing manipulation in yourself, like, right, internally and externally, whatever it is, you're moving away from it. But yeah, I feel like it's moving away from dynamics in which we're constantly trying to take your power away from you. I just heard cut you down to size. It's like those things are over. There's certain like chapters in your life where you're navigating this kind of circumstances, and again, they might, like, if you resonate with this, they might have even become internalized, and you're recognizing how you kind of maybe cut yourself down to size, and ask yourself, why do I do that, you know, and receive those answers and receive that clarity and be like, oh, because I learned to minimize myself. Oh, because I learned to, you know, shrink, or I learned to put myself down. I learned to whatever it may be, because the Seven of Swords is tricky energy, okay? And I read it in a couple different ways, where it's marking like someone, like energy of trying to take someone's power away, like trying to take someone's, it's mental energy, so it's manipulative, it's kind of a psychological mind. And then it's also, I also read it as taking one's power back, reclaiming that mental energy, reclaiming the truth, the thoughts, the mental power, all of that kind of stuff. It's a very interesting card. I always find it very interesting, and it always says something differently depending on what other cards are around it. But in this case, you're moving away from manipulative circumstances, internally and externally. They are put to rest. You've done the work. You made it. You putting them to rest, and you're standing here on this threshold, moving towards something new, embarking in a whole new direction, a whole new season. And I'm sure it feels very vulnerable, very exhilarating, like a quest, right? Like, what is this quest going to be? What is it going to show me? What am I going to discover? That kind of thing. there's usually a vision for the quest, right? With this, I heard the Star Wars music again, this adventure music. It's embarking on something new, but you're saying goodbye to the past. You're saying goodbye to these circumstances, and as much as they were unhealthy, there is a comfort level, there's a comfort zone here that I sense you acknowledging, and again saying goodbye to, not shrinking to anymore. You're not succumbing to that comfort zone anymore. You're taking your energy and you're moving on. You're taking your energy and you're moving on. And I feel like, oh my gosh, I just felt like this wave of guilt just saying that. The moon coming out. This wave of guilt, because it feels so different. Like, and oh my God, I got the lump in my throat again, Aries. Okay. Justice. Like, you're getting your justice, and you will get your justice. Things you are balancing out with the Two of Pentacles here too. Like, you're balancing things out, and there's a sense of it being a weight on your shoulders right now, but with this willingness to explore what life has to offer you while honoring the changes at hand, saying goodbye to the past, and like knowing your worth and knowing that you're not going to succumb to manipulative tactics. You're, as much as it may feel like different, you're balancing things out in your life. Like, and again, justice will be served, and you will be getting your justice, your redemption. And honestly, I feel like this moment kind of is that, like, part of it anyway. Wow, very, very interesting. I'm proud of you. I'm proud of you. For those of you who are resonating with this reading, I'm really proud of you. This is really hard to do, right? To like, this is outgrowing manipulative tactics, and just outgrowing like ways that you cut yourself down. Recognizing when you're being cut down by someone else, and like to see that, to really see that and be like that, you know, and to kind of like give that to them. They're choosing to do that. It has nothing to do with you as a person. It has everything to do with them. And I just sense you're seeing something clearly right now, the Watchers. There's so much observation that you've taken to get to this point, to recognize that you're worthy of love and compassion. And how resilient you are. I just saw, like, you know, when you take like a deep breath, like, and you just, actually, Spirit just showed me this like moment. I'm a like musical theater kid, and that would be what I'd do, like, to get out on stage and be like, just take a deep breath and just like kind of be like ready to puke, because I was shy as well, like shy musical theater kid, and I'd be like, okay, and then I would go out on stage and I would just like do the dang thing and just throw myself out there, and there's just this kind of energy like that, while also being like fully feeling raw, vulnerable, like scared. Like this feels like, again, you're moving away from dynamics that feel pretty long standing in your life in some way. That it almost kind of feels like it's leaving like a hole. But it's, you know, that there's a sense of knowing that this is the right thing to do in order to protect your energy, to like really kind of fortify boundaries or interact with these dynamics in a different way, or again, move away from them. So, all right, this is the one. Dear you, now is one of those times you're being asked to add some distance. Take a step back and do nothing but observe. Don't worry about how long it will take to regroup. Just know it's temporary and actually an opportunity to take a breath. Slow down and look at how far you've come. Decisions for the highest good are made when you have clarity, which comes from being open to information from both the intellect and the intuition. When you step into the role of observer, it's as if you turn on a switch that allows your soul to be an essential part of the information gathering and decision-making process. In this way, you can approach things from a more neutral and non-judgmental place. We know you'll make the right choice. Trust us when we say now is not the time to get too close to the fray. Step back now. You'll be glad you did. Love you. All right. Well, I feel like that's a really good place to end the reading.